talking about a realistic path to difficult things, I came up with this idea about a realistic path to enlightenment. So as much as moving to a cave in the woods, spending a decade in silent retreat might be great for your spirit, it's not going to be doable by pretty much anyone. And if you've meditated enough, you know that you accumulate momentum in mindfulness, kind of like a swell moving underwater. And after enough time, there's a force and power to your ability to drop into the present moment. And sometimes even waves of little bits of genuine calm insight break above the surface. And it's lovely. But if you're anything like me, it doesn't result in an extended, self-perpetuating enlightenment. It doesn't even really work on its own, where your mindfulness sneaks up on you and you're in the present moment without realizing. And I've done 2,000 sessions of meditation over the last 7 years. So consistent meditation and a focus on mindfulness strengthens the thinking muscle that you use to wrangle your mind to actually exist right now. You learn to punctuate your day with instances where your mind finally settles into the moment and then it's gone. But then you can get it back later in the day. And as far as I can tell, this is a much more realistic path to enlightenment. You are never going to become fully blissed out in perpetual non-dual astral realm synchronicity, right? But you can string together a few moments of peace, so that at least for a few moments each day, your mind rests where your feet are. And I always used to think that this was a failure, that if I can achieve mindfulness, but not permanently, if I achieve it and lose it, it's not persistent enlightenment, so I failed. And instead, I think it's smart to reframe the goal that if you can just have your mind and your feet in the same location 5 or 10 times a day, that's 5 or 10 times when you are literally awake, as Sam Harris refers to it. Being distracted by thoughts is the same as being dreaming, but not being asleep, that you're lost in the mind and you haven't realized, in the same way as when you're in a dream, you are lost in the dream and you haven't realized. The only difference being that your eyes are open and you're kind of conscious. You're also kind of not conscious at all. If you can spend 5 or 10 times, even for just like 10 seconds, going, I'm really here. Holy fuck, I'm alive. And I can feel the floor beneath my feet and I can smell whatever it is that's coming into my nose. And fuck, like this is where I am. That is so much further ahead than almost anybody else. And then maybe you can push it to 15 or 20 or 100. And the reason I love this as an idea and as a goal for mindfulness is that it seems important and attainable and really useful. You know, just finding these moments where you can catch yourself. And it did Sam actually on the episode I did with him a few years ago. He gave this wonderful story where he said he was late coming to the podcast and he hates being late. And he was rushing around the house and his wife was leaving at the same time as him. And he's putting his shoes on and grabbing his stuff and all the rest of it. And then he caught himself, realized that he was rushing, realized that he was sort of he had been stressing about being late and what's Chris going to think? I'm going to have to apologize. What about the traffic? He stopped, caught himself, scooped his wife up, gave her a kiss, put it down and left. And, you know, that's a 10-second punctuation of whatever obsessive machinations you've got going on in your mind that you're currently captured by, until you stop and you look and you realize where you are and your mind and your feet are in the same location. And you do something with so much more intentionality and presence, and then you move on with your day. And stringing a sequence of these kinds of moments together to me seems so much more attainable, so much more realistic. And I think that's what I'm aiming for. Maybe that's me just selling myself short. Maybe I should be, permanent, blissed out, non-dual, abiding awareness is what I should be going for. But my fledgling Jed McKenna, who's this super enlightened spiritual teacher, maybe that's me, being cucked and leaving it on the table. But again, you know that expectations and happiness thing, if your expectations is the only time that you can be satisfied, I have put some work in to get to a mindfulness level where I feel it. But if I have abiding non-dual awareness, it's not going to happen for pretty much anybody. So you're perpetually going to be dissatisfied with your own mindfulness practice. Whereas I think this seems to work, and I know that I can do it. And I know that pretty much every single person listening to this who's ever tried mindfulness knows what it feels like. You're washing the dishes and you catch yourself and you actually feel the water hitting your hands. And you're like, holy fuck, like this is me. I'm alive. This is crazy. Or when I'm driving, like one of the saddest things in the world is that driving is maybe like probably top 3 opportunities to be mindful. I guess flying on a plane is another one too, but driving even more so, right? Because it's active. I guess if you were the pilot of a plane, perhaps. But there's nothing else that you can really be too distracted by, but you're not sufficiently engaged that it's taking up all of your mind share. I think this is why I'll make an admission. I really love doing the washing up. Washing the dishes, to me, is one of the best parts of my day. And it just captures the front of your mind enough. It's engaging enough to stop you from being distracted or bored, and nowhere near sufficiently engaging to actually capture most of your brain. But yeah, I think stringing together a bunch of these seems pretty fucking enlightened to me. So anyway, that's my realistic path to enlightenment. Before we continue, if your sleep's not been right, you're taking ages to nod off, waking up at random times and feeling groggy in the morning, Momentus's sleep packs are here to help. They are not a typical knock-you-out supplement that's just overloaded with melatonin, only the most evidence-based ingredients, perfect doses to help you fall asleep more quickly, stay asleep throughout the night, and wake up feeling more rested and revitalized in the morning, which is why I take these every single night and why I trust Momentus with my life, or at least my sleep, because they make the highest quality supplements on the planet. What you read on the label is what's in the product and absolutely nothing else. And if you're still unsure, they've got a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can buy it completely risk-free, use it every night for a month, and if you do not like it for any reason, they'll just give you your money back. That's how confident they are that you'll love it. Plus, they ship internationally. Right now, you can get a 35% discount on your first subscription and that 30-day money-back guarantee by going to the link in the description below or heading to livemomentus.com/modernwisdom and using the code modernwisdom at checkout. That's livemomentus.com/modernwisdom and modernwisdom at checkout. Would you look at that? Clip is already over, but if you want more, don't be sad. The full episode is available right here. Go on.